Hi everyone, this is audap. Let's continue our game of Sea Carts running on Nintendo Switch. Oh wait, I think I'm supposed to... Let's see, Milkite Town, Time Lost Falls. Excuse me. Alright, we can kill 15 enemies around here. Oh, that's right, there aren't like a bunch of enemies that appear in battle. It's like 1 or 2 enemies at the most. Because it's a sort of a starter area. Oh, maybe not. I see. So Percy was involved in illegal business dealings, was he? We've determined the majority of those attacked by Liberatus were involved in selling illegal parts on the black market. Once we've dealt with Liberatus, it may be best to take another look at the regulations regarding the ownership of parts. However, your information on Liberatus' objectives and their leader has turned out to be a great scoop. Well done. Alexia, let the other investigative teams know what we've learned from this incident. And have half of those gathering information move to investigating the town Liberatus is targeting. I'll make sure it happens, Chief Gordon. I'd also like to let you know what we've determined while you were out. First, regarding the memoria in the Colossus shoe, it didn't appear to function at all when our investigative team tried to interact with it. In comparison to other artifacts we've encountered, it seems to be special. Therefore, it may be necessary for Izen to be present to get information using it. From now on, whenever we discover data chips, we'll pass them along to you, so I'd like to ask you to find out what's on them for us. That shouldn't be a problem. Also, regarding Liberatus, they don't appear to have a strict hierarchy within their organization. Instead, there are two running the show. One is Blaze, as you already know. The other we still don't have any information on. We believe them to be human. If there's no hierarchy, then it wouldn't be the same as us. Then again, it's already hard enough for me to get these three to do what they're supposed to, which means Liberatus must really have a handle on things. You are running the show with us? What's that look for? Depending on the situation, things could get sticky enough. If they have many members, there'd have to be several of them with more than a few brains. Personally, I prefer to avoid an all-out war with them. Regarding that, I'm of the same opinion. That's why the worst thing that can happen is for them to carry out their plan. With the majority of Liberatus being mechanoids, if they were to cause any serious trouble, there'd be calls on a social scale to suppress all mechanoids. Looking at the situation now, where we've learned to coexist, we have to avoid a repeat of mechanoids being treated as they were in the past. What does he mean by that? At the time mechanoids first appeared, there were actually several instances of them being expelled from places. It seems due to a deep belief in the great fairies in the past, there was a period when mechanoids who were unable to offer their life force were expelled. It's said that oppression was gradually quelled by the great fairies after they told to the humans they should accept this new group of people. After that, and with the establishment of the guild, autonomy of towns was transferred from religious groups to local governments. And while faith in the great fairies remains, there shouldn't be anybody who's in charge of what people believe anymore. Interesting. So there was a time when mechanoids like you got the short end of the stick, huh? Except I have no memory of that time. It'd be nice if you agreed with me for once. It said at that time, 340 years ago, there were some mechanoids who were treated horrifically. That's why we need to stop Liberatus' plan, no matter what the cost. I apologize for this seeing as you just got back, but I'd like you to make for a certain village. Are you familiar with the one on the east side of the mainland? When you say east, you mean the region with the large woods? Yes, within those same woods, you'll find Celesta village, though I've never actually set foot in the place before. No guild branch exists there either. Furthermore, given the insular nature of the village, we've received almost no information from the area. With the exception of Izen, none of you belong to the guild. That's why I believe it would be easier for them to welcome you than somebody dispatched by us. I can't deny it may be a waste of time, but right now the more information we can get on Liberatus, the better. Now, can I ask you to go? We're on it. Great, then I'll leave this matter to you. As for your travels, I'll have you use a ship I prepared for you. Unfortunately, though, its propulsion system is too underpowered to cross any maelstroms. In the past, there were those who tried to plow their way through them, but that really turned out to be a huge mistake on their part. Well, as long as you realize that, there shouldn't be any problems like the hull suddenly cracking and the whole vessel taking on water. Huh? Or an unexpected explosion. Huh? Or being dragged to the depths of the ocean floor by a kraken never to return. But of course that'd never happen. As soon as you're ready, head out. As far as our ocean route is concerned, it should be southeast once we set sail. To get to the village, though, we'll have to pass through wayfaring woods. Understood. How can you be so calm? I bet you money something bad is on board that ship. Clara, you say something to these happy-go-lucky dummies. Everything will be fine. It's been that way so far. You're as bad as these two nitwits are. What are you whining about? Let's go see the ship. No, I don't want to die. Look, our next player is here. And this time it's a mechanoid. Let's play ultimate hide-and-seek together. Ultimate hide-and-seek? That's where you have to find the person selected. If you find the wrong person, you have to start all over. Now you're it, Mr. Mechanoid. In short, you want me to play. Alright, but just this once. Yay! And let's decide who you have to find. Here goes. You have to find me. Got it? Now you only have to find that person. If you find any of us other two, you'll have to start over. Now get ready and start. Well, if it isn't some travelers, I'm Cassius, and I'm here perfecting, or intending to perfect my skills. You use skills yourselves. The more you use them, the better you get at using them. Hence, you can shorten their rebound time. Now, let me explain this in a little more detail. For each 10 times a skill is used, the fixed rebound time value is gradually reduced. Oh, I guess I didn't need to tell you that, since it's better to put it to test doing it yourselves, right? Now, for listening to my spiel, I'll give you these. Skills never betray the one who uses them, so get cracking and polish them up. Let's see, anybody else need help here? All I know is that kid had a green coat. Not her. Not him. Is it you? Sorry, but I'm not who you're looking for. Looks like you lost. You're only supposed to find the person we choose. You in the green coat again? And I thought you'd never find me here. Well, we lost. You're better than I thought. I hope you'll come to play with us again, though. Look, our next player is here. This time it's a Legionnaire. Let's play ultimate hide and seek. Okay. Woe is me, today is the day I die. What a short life I ended up living. Quit talking nonsense. Why are you so apprehensive? Isn't it obvious? It's the ship. After being told that by the guild chief, only somebody messed up in the head wouldn't feel the same way I do. Ha! I just realized the truth. The guild chief is the one pulling the strings from the shadows, isn't he? Of course he's not. That's how he always talks. That's right. Always. Wait, did you say always? Then do you mean the guild chief always says things that stir up anxiety in others? Anxiety? If you're a pathological worrywart. Actually, now you mention it, I get the feeling I had the same impression when I first met him. In other words, he said all that stuff to freak us out, and you knew about it? I suppose I did. Then why didn't you say so? It seemed obvious. It seemed so obvious I forgot about it. My bad. Now get off me. You don't sound a bit sorry. Please calm down. Look, that's our ship over there. Oh, that's right, isn't it? I'm going to be the first on board. Is she a child? Mentally, she's the youngest among the four of us. Meh, they said this was an older model, but it's definitely a step above a fairy. How do you think we get it to move? I know how it's done, but I've never done it myself. That's why we won't learn how unless we try.
In that case, I'll do it.
Do you really know how?
It's simple. The blue button is forward and the green one is stop. The one in the back left makes it jump, and this wheel lets us go in whatever direction we like.
Jump?
Maybe we should ask you how it works instead, Izen.
Given the ship uses artifacts, you'd probably know best. What can you tell us about sailing it? It's fairly straightforward. It's like this.
Hey, why is my explanation not good enough?
Let's see, riding the ship, standing adjacent to the ship on land, and ride icon will appear in the lower right of the screen. Pressing the A button will cause the party to board. Deboarding the ship. When attempting to deboard, the ship must be aligned with the shore for the get off icon to appear. Press the A button will cause it to deboard. Caution, there are also places where the ship cannot be deboarded, such as diagonal shores, reefs, etc. Be sure to save the game before setting foot on Smile Island or other suspicious areas that can only be reached by ship. Now it's Wayfaring Woods to the southeast, isn't it? Let's hoist anchor.
You know, Izen, if you ever get tired of steering the ship, I'm more than willing to trade places.
Oh, what? Oh, I need to go all the way around. Comparing this location with the map, it appears this is the entrance to Wayfaring Woods.
Are we finally here? I'm so tuckered out. I sure could use a break from all that traveling right now. Celeste Village is beyond these woods, right? Let's hope they have an inn we can rest at.
There should be some merchants that visit the village to do business, meaning it's likely there's one they use. I don't see why we couldn't use it either. Gantz, do you know anything about it? Do you know anything else about the village? Nothing of note, that is, if that's what you're asking. Except I do remember hearing about a vigilante group that guards it, and there are other typical rumors that float about from time to time.
Oh, like what kind of rumors?
Those caught near the village are stripped of all their possessions and ritually sacrificed.
Ritually sacrificed?
It's a rumor.
You're right, it's just a rumor, isn't it? We shouldn't believe horrible things like that.
You body of iron. What's going on? I could have almost thought I heard something.
A monster? Or the spirit of someone who was sacrificed? Please stop with that talk already.
Whatever it was unclear and I don't hear it anymore. Well, I don't sense any monsters here, but we should still be cautious nonetheless. Now let's go. Refreshing sleepwear? What? The slime is poisonous and unsafe to handle. There don't appear to be monsters in these woods. Who knew there was a place like this? Regions where people proactively exterminate monsters instead of being over-reliant on the Great Fairy's powers are like this. Izen, you who has a body of iron. Huh? What's the matter? The Great Fairy here is calling me. I can also hear a voice better than before. Speaking of, were you able to hear the voice of the time-lost fairy, weren't you? You were able to hear the voice of the time-lost fairy, weren't you? Maybe she has something she wants to tell us. See if you can find out what it is, Izen. I'll try. The Great Fairy we previously met was called the Time-Lost Fairy. Are you the Wayfaring Fairy? Yes, please call me so. I heard about you from the other great fairies. That is why I have been hoping to ask something of you if you came here. Now, would you be willing to listen to my request? The Great Fairy needs something from me. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to hear what that is first. Celesta Village, which I am the sole overseer of, no longer has an intercessor. Yet even now I can sense the longings of the hearts of its residents. Can I have you please find out what they desire and then return to tell me what it is? Something like that shouldn't be a problem. I'll do as you've asked. Thank you, Izen. Now I would like to tell you a little about the village. Even though they are strict regarding the entrance of outsiders, if they know you communed with me, I have no doubt they will accept you. In the past, this area was the center of worship for believers in the Great Fairies. However, it collapsed about 3 centuries ago after what they did here. Those in the Celesta village are their descendants. In order to atone for the sins they committed by their ancestors, they have continued to remain in this land. They have also cut off almost all ties with the outside world to prevent them from being stained with the same sins of the past. Can you keep a village together based on that? Seems like an insular place like that would eventually... Yes, one day it will die out, and its mission will be over. However, I intend to see that through to the end. Being unable to obtain any life force, you will die. I can't consider that a wise choice. I agree, as well, for both our sakes. However, I have lived alongside them since the beginning. Because of that, I care for them more dearly than anything. That is why I intend to remain here with them. I have spoken too much. I ask you keep my feelings from them a secret. Now that is all I have to request of you. If there is something you desire, I will grant it if it is within my ability to do so. Something I desire? Then I would like information on Liberatus. If you know where I can find their hideout, it would help. Liberatus, the group with a mechanoid as their leader. In recent days, the other great fairies have said requests involving them have increased. Now, whether or not this is related to them, I cannot say. However, I have on occasion sensed mechanoids making for the heart of these woods beyond the village. All are alike in the sense they appear to visit the same place. Perhaps there is something there. The heart of the woods. Understood. I'll see what I can find. I should be able to hear your voice there as well. Please let me know what those in the village desire of me at that time. I leave the rest in your hands, Izen. You look like you're done communing with the Great Fairy. Izen? Don't worry, everything's going to be okay. What are you doing? You look like you wanted a hug, so I gave no such look. Are you sure? However, I have no reason to refuse one. Great, then here you are. This faith in the Great Fairies. For people to continue to pay for the sins of those in the past, what could possibly have happened? We should worry about getting to see Celesta Village first. Now let's get through these woods. Agreed.
Found me, didn't you? I'm a member 003 of the Title Association, and I'll give you the title Optimist. Now, goodbye.
Okay.
You found me. I'm member 0009 of the Title Association. I'll give you the title Peace Lover. Laters. This looks to be the place. Like I thought, compared to other regions, there aren't many young people here. That monster isn't attacking us. I wonder if those people somehow managed to tame it.
It was talking, so maybe it isn't the kind that harms people. What's more, that mechanoid also has a different feeling than the others we've seen. Who is he? You do not appear to be merchants, so what business could you have in a backwater village like ours? Surely you do not intend to attack us with that monster of yours, I assume.
I'm a human. I'm only in this form because of a potion I used in order to research monsters.
Then could it be that research is the reason you have come here? We were sent here by the guild. We're pursuing an armed group in the name, by the name of Liberatus, made up of several mechanoids. If there's anything you know about them, we would like you to provide us with that information.
I've never heard of such a group. This land is a sanctuary for the Great Fairy who has resided here for centuries. Now I ask you please leave.
We met the Great Fairy on our way here. I was told you're the descendants of those who worshipped the Great Fairies all those years ago and stay here to atone for the sins of your ancestors.
Could it be?
Yeah, there's no doubt about it. I also have a message from the Great Fairy.
What is it?
The longings of your hearts have gotten through to her. However, having no intercessor, your voices can't reach her, so she asked you do it through me.
Could it be he's... Yes, only those in the village could possibly know that. It is difficult to consider anyone who left the village would have divulged it.
You look to be an mechanoid. What, you're an intercessor? No, but I can commune with the Great Fairies. I see. Thank you for delivering her words to us. If it would help, I will tell you everything I know. It is somewhat of a long story, so I ask you please come to my home. It appears he believed us.
Yes, now let's go see the village chief at his home. I apologize for mistaking you for a monster, Luca. That said, the effects of that potion sure could have fooled me. You look as real as any monster I've seen.
Well, that doesn't make things better. But you really look like a monster. I'm full? Really?
Actually, I used to be an intercessor. That's why after I stopped being able to commune with the Great Fairy, I felt sorry for everyone here. but I am ever glad you showed up. Welcome to Celesta Village. Having said that, I actually plan on leaving here tomorrow. While there are things I can sympathize about concerning the history of this place, I don't feel the same way as everybody. That's why I can't stay here. Holiday cake. Experience box. Really? I have too much stuff? Okay, let me find a shop to sell my stuff at, I guess. The number of people in this village has really decreased. While I think it is sad, I could never imagine leaving here myself. Okay, you got no imagination. Check. I'd love to help and burn things up. Oh, okay. I guess. Oh, they're right next to it right there. Silly me.
See, boosting parameters. Here weapons can be used to boost Izen's parameters. The higher the attack of weapon it has, or if it has a star next to it, the more experience Izen will gain from it. Each parameter can be boosted with HP going to level 999, and other parameters to 100. Selecting auto distribute automatically boosts parameters to average levels. I am sorry, but I know nothing of Liberatus. Given the remoteness of this location, even rumors do not reach us here. However, the one thing on my mind is the one at the center of this group is a mechanoid, correct? Yes, the majority of Liberatus appears to be so. As for their leader, he's called Blaze and is similar in form to Izen. This may be unrelated, but there are some mechanoids whose actions we cannot understand. However, this has been going on for the last roughly 100 years. Will we find them at the heart of these woods? The Great Fairy mentioned something to that effect. Yes, the place I'm referring to is that same one. Mechanoids continually gather to a place where an incident once occurred. An incident? Let me start at the beginning. Centuries ago, our ancestors murdered a man who violated our teachings. It was 300 years ago, to be exact. Sometime after the fact, mechanoids suddenly appeared and began killing those responsible. They, in particular, were different than the typical mechanoid or rover. They had a form never before seen. What? As in one similar to mine? I'm sorry, but that I cannot say for sure. I only know what was passed down to me by my parents. They may be the ones who seek to destroy the world the time-lost fairy was talking about. It's possible. But if they really killed everyone like that, then what about your ancestors? How'd they survive? Actually, murdering the man who violated our teachings was the driving force behind an internal division among the people of that time. And it was while our ancestors huddled in a secret room to plan a rebellion the mechanoids attacked, so they were fortunate enough to avoid the slaughter. And those who regretted killing the man, in short, had good hearts. And their descendants are all of you, aren't they? In that case, no. To begin with, should any of you really have a duty to bear the sins of your ancestors? We may not have a duty to. However, our same ancestors were responsible for causing unhappiness for many others due to their beliefs. That fact is also etched into our blood. For that we have remained in this land, cut off from the rest of the world, so that they will not be stained with the blood of these sins. Though it does not mean we are forcing this upon everyone here. Mostly among the youth, there are many who have sought a different path and left the village. In fact, another has plans to leave the village tomorrow. That is why, so to speak, those of us who remain here do so of our own complacency. Even if it means the day will come when this village dies out, those who have decided to stay here will likely not regret it. Continuing on. The place I first spoke of where these mechanoids gather is the very place our ancestors murdered this man 300 years ago. Whenever they arrive here, it seems they refuse to budge from the spot. According to those who have actually witnessed them, they appear as if to be in mourning someone. Even if monsters appear, they refuse to fight back. They simply remain there as they are ripped to pieces. I have felt we cannot just leave them to their fate. However, they will not listen and have rejected any attempts to be brought back here. As we wish to prevent any more needless deaths, we have thought to ask the Great Fairy to seal the woods. However, by that time, there was no one left in the village who could communicate with her. Izen, I ask you to deliver our request to the Great Fairy on our behalf. Understood. I'll be sure to. Thank you. You may freely enter the heart of the woods. However, be aware you will encounter monsters there. If you were to head there now, it would be nightfall by the time you arrived, and extremely dangerous. Please rest here in the village tonight. What's the matter, Clara? I
can't agree with the conclusion the wayfaring fairy and everyone in the village came to. I had hoped they would choose to live free of the past. But that's what I want, and to borrow the words of the village chief, it would be my own complacency, wouldn't it?
There is no such thing as a result everyone can agree with. If it's too hard to accept, then forget it.
No, I won't forget. Even if the day comes this village disappears, I think whether someone remembers them or not makes all the difference.
Maybe you're right. Clara, I can't empathize with you. However, I feel as though what you're trying to do is a good thing.
Thank you, Izen. I'm happy to hear that coming from you.
Though it doesn't sound to be related to the Liberatus, it does sound as though there's something important for these mechanoids at the heart of these woods. It may be a clue to finding out who I am. Let's get up early tomorrow to investigate.
Once we're prepared, let's get some rest.
Aren't you coming, Luca?
Yep, I am right now.
Party now has free time available to them. Izen can speak to his companions one-on-one in the village. To proceed with the story, simply head to the inn. We'll save first, though.
Maybe it's from being surrounded by all these trees, but I'm feeling a little chilly. Even so, when I tried to hug Luca to get warm, she took off. I wonder if she's shy.
I don't know, maybe she doesn't want you to bother her.
Clara said I looked warm in this fur and tried to leech some heat off me. But I gotta tell you, her grip is anything but kind. She could have literally crushed me to death. It's a miracle I'm even alive right now.
That's right, that's part of the joke in this game. I can't figure out why all these mechanoids would be gathering to one spot. It's the first I've ever heard of something like this happening. Sure, a village like this is convenient to people like you, but we do our best to welcome everyone. I'm sure this village like this is inconvenient to people like you, but we do our best to welcome everyone. If there's anything you need, be sure to let me know. Are you sure you welcome everyone? Because your village chief told me to leave as soon as I got here. It's a bit early, but I wonder if I should prepare for tomorrow. Oh, that's probably the best course of action. You're back early. Are you ready to turn in?
No, I'm sorry. I've got something important to talk to everybody about, but I'm feeling a bit nervous.
If you're trying to relax, then get yourself stuck in a wall, have a bowl of soup. There's nothing better for the soul.
Soup? Was there even a restaurant in this village that offers something like that?
I'll make some. Wait a minute.
That really hit the spot.
It's a local dish from my village called yuke soup.
I've got to say I'm surprised you're such a good cook.
That's because if Clara uses a kitchen knife, she'll chop the cutting board in half.
And then I guess you got good out of necessity, huh? But thanks to you, I do feel more relaxed now. I owe you. Hey, Izen, would you mind calling the other two?
Sure.
What's the matter? You said you had something important to talk to us about. Yep, about that. Actually, this form I'm in isn't due to the effects of some potion, but rather it was already the form I was in when I became conscious of myself. What? I'm really sorry about deceiving you all until now. I bet you're surprised, right?
Why don't you explain what you mean?
Well, it goes something like this. My first memory is from 15 years ago. When I realized my existence, I found myself wandering around a forest with no other memories. At first I didn't understand I looked strange. but every time I ran across humans, they'd get scared of me, so I began to think something wasn't right. And then as I was poking around amongst some people's stuff that'd fallen by the wayside, I learned about this world, everything in it, and came to understand this. Humans didn't recognize me as one of them, but rather a monster. After that, I learned pharmacology, and blended into society by telling people this was a temporary form. It was all to gather knowledge, so one day I could return to my original form. I had been debating this whole time whether or not I should tell you the truth. When I thought about the fact that you might shut me out, I couldn't bring myself to say anything. Then again, Gans realized the fact of the matter from early on. You did?
That has to do with my being a legionnaire for over half my life. I'm confident in my ability to see through a person's suspicious behavior, their anxiety, gestures, and overall character.
The reason I decided to tell you the truth today is because I felt I should say what I wanted to after hearing stories of those in the village and the Great Fairy. Do you all remember when I dissected that monster in the Fairy Pass?
Yes, if I remember correctly, you mentioned there was something odd about the way it howled.
That's right. Its voice resembled that of a human. Perhaps it was a person in monster form like myself. Even now, I still don't know why it had the characteristics of a fairy, but what was most important is that I didn't tell you at the time. I also saw absolutely no human features in that monster. It must have been the end state of somebody who once looked similar to me. And if I were to lose my reason like it did, I'd likely attack you first with you being closest to me. I don't want to hurt any of you, which is why I wanted to tell you this before anything happened. If I ever forget who I am and become nothing more than a monster, I want you to kill me. Luca? I'm sorry, I just felt like I needed to tell you that. I could never. I won't make you promise to do it, but if I do ever become a monster, I'm sure I won't be able to communicate with you like I am now. That's why, while I still can, I want to express my own will in a way you can all understand.
The next morning.
Yeah, I slept like a baby.
You slept well past the time we were supposed to leave.
Don't be so picky. 20 minutes isn't that long. Luca. Huh? What's that look for? I'm sorry I couldn't say anything last night. I still don't have an answer to your request, but no matter what form you find yourself in, I'll never hate or avoid you. Clara. Then does that mean you want me with you for the long haul?
We already have a good balance together in battle. Having you out of the party would be problematic.
I should have expected an answer like that coming from you, but it'd be nice if you were a little less vague.
You're needed, so stick with us.
Now that's too straightforward, idiot.
Luca. As I said previously, Clara and I'll deal quickly with any hindrances. At this point, however, I don't see you as one by coming along with us.
Izen.
Moreover, with us traveling together as companions, it would be favorable for us to do so in silence, which is why I think some noise is necessary.
In short, you think I'm annoying?
Correction. Some enthusiasm is necessary.
I heard what you said, trying to correct that. Not gonna forget it either. You can't pull a switcheroo with me. You're one to laugh. Still, I'm glad to have you all as companions.
What was that? I couldn't hear you.
That's because I didn't say anything. Now, isn't it about time we got to the heart of Wayfaring Woods? It sure is.
Do I have to go back? Oh, okay, I'm going deeper. I was like, I thought that was it. Alright, well, we stop it there. This is audap. You've been watching Seek Hearts running on Nintendo Switch. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.